Hello everyone, my name is Christian and welcome to my hobby blog. So today we are going to be doing a haul video today. I'm very excited to be able to show you guys some of the pickups I've been having in the last month or so. The Vinegar Syndrome sale kind of threw me for a loop there because I was getting other releases on top of that. And it took a while to finally be able to film it, but once I did, I had a neat little stack to show, and the Criterion sale haul began. The Criterion sale began, and so I was kind of thinking, like, should I wait? Should I just do a Criterion sale haul? And finally, I decided I'm going to do the Criterion separate, and of course, my partner label sale pickups from June. That will be done later. I have, I think, all of them, but there may be a few that I'm still waiting on that I checked the little box on Vinegar Syndrome's website to ship it with my package, with my subscription package. So, I'm going to go ahead and show what I've been getting, mostly in June or so. Most of these are pickups from either Orbit or a trade or from my used bookstore, which I'm going to grab my book real quick and then you guys will see what I got from the used bookstore that I want to show that is film related. So I'm going to show that first because I think this is really exciting, but a long time ago, like 6 years ago, not really long, but George Romero unfortunately died. And it was discovered that he had been working on a novel all about the rise of the zombies in his universe where Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Survival of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, and he was working on this book, and I was able to find it for pretty cheap. But this is the book, The Living Dead, that George Romero had been writing and had outlined. And the author, Daniel Kraus, he went and finished it. So this is one that I've been waiting to get for quite a while. It's been out for a couple years. I'm not really sure when exactly, but one thing I was surprised about is that Tor released it. That's the publishing company that has published The Wheel of Time, Brandon Sanderson's novels from the Mistborn series, from Stormlight Archive, and all these other mainly fantasy series. And it was really surprising when I picked this up at the used bookstore and I found the Tor logo on it. And it should be noted that I had a pretty decent stack of movies that I wanted to get rid of. I was able to trade a few of them away, but many of them I could not find any buyers for or any trades for. And so I took them to my used bookstore and traded it in, and they gave me $60. So I will go into more of what I got when I get there, but first I wanted to show one of my purchases that I made. Somebody was clearing house and had gotten the 4K of this movie, and this is a Shout Factory release that has the slip. So I was very happy to find the slip cover. I have not seen this movie before, but I'm very excited to finally have it. This one was referenced and discussed a lot during the horror noir documentary from Shudder, and this is the film The Craft. I am so happy to have found the slipcover for this because Shout Factory does not do many slipcovers, and when they do, it looks really good. And so I just know this is like a satanic vampire film, I think. I really know nothing about it because I haven't really needed a reason to look it over. Everyone that I know, in real life especially, has recommended this one a lot. Many different people who I know outside of school, outside of the YouTube channel, everybody. So this is one that I think everyone really likes. So I never really debated on buying it. I saw this for really cheap, I think $10 or so, and so I bought it. So I bought it off of Instagram and was really happy that it didn't come in damaged or torn in half or anything like that. So that is the Craft. Next is my used bookstore, I guess, haul. The first one is a Vestron. These next three, all of them are Vestron films, but this is one that is recent, I believe. It's really, I guess, well known in the horror sphere, but this is the film Candyman, Day of the Dead. I think this is the third one. I don't know if Candyman Revenge, I think the movie is called. It has the woman on the cover, but I think that one is number 2 and this one's number 3, so I'm not going to watch this, obviously, until I've seen the second one, but I believe Vestron has also released the second one, so I will watch that whenever I get the second one, but I really like the design of the slipcover and the artwork. It looks really awesome. Tony Todd, I think, is one of my favorite, I guess, horror icons, and it's mostly because he did Candyman. He's been in a couple other movies, and I don't remember which ones, because he just pops up every now and then, and I go, oh my gosh, it's Tony Todd, and I'm happy. And so, yeah, that is the Vestron videos release of Day of the Dead, or Candyman, Day of the Dead. And you can see I got it for $10.95. I was happy to support my local store. This next one I got because it was also a Vestron and it came with the slip. And I'm really excited about this one because I've heard pretty good things from Will about this one. And this is the film Sundown, The Vampire in Retreat, the Vestron video edition. So I don't really know anything about this one, but David Carradine is in this film, and I enjoy the few movies of his that I've seen, and I don't really know anything else about it outside of it being a Western vampire film. So I like vampires, and I've begun to really enjoy the Western genre recently, and so this one I think will be a good like late night movie to watch during the summer. So that is Sundown, A Vampire in Retreat. This next one is still one I got from the used bookstore, and this is a Patrick Swayze movie, also released by Vestron Video. This is one I think that came out before Candyman. Okay, so this is the movie Steel Dawn. So this looks like a pretty, I guess, cheesy action movie, a post-apocalyptic one. Patrick Swayze is in it. He is the desert warrior carving the future with his sword. That's a pretty nice caption, I guess. But I got this one because it was really cheap. It was below $10 for a Vestron Video release with the slip, and a recent release at that. So I said, why not? I mean, technically it's free because I traded in a lot of movies. I would not have bought this with my own money in the first place, but I was happy to get it, for free. So these next two releases I got are Criterion's, but this was before the Criterion sale, so I'm not including it with the sale. But I got these two for $10 each from somebody in the community who I know. And I was able to get these, really cheap, as I said. And one of these is one of my favorite movies, probably of all time, in terms of its genre and the main actor who is in it. But I also got another one of the same director that is supposed to be a really good release and even comes with a short film by the same director. But this one I'm holding here is the film by Stanley Kubrick, Paths of Glory. this is one of my favorite movies. It stars Kirk Douglas, as you see on the front, and this movie is probably the most scathing, I guess, look at the military in terms of World War One. And this one is so good. I really enjoy Kirk Douglas in it. I think he has a really great performance. He really yells at his superior at the end of the film. That is a very classic scene in film history, because Kirk Douglas, anytime he starts yelling at someone, that means he's gonna really dive deep into his, I guess, his lungs and just go crazy. And it's always great when he yells at someone. But this is one of my favorite Stanley Kubrick films. During the last live stream, I had someone who was asking me about kind of my ranking of Stanley Kubrick movies. And this one is definitely up there with 2001: A Space Odyssey as my favorites. But I'm really excited to finally own a copy. And it's like new. I think it was watched once. And the disc looked good. The booklet was basically untouched. So I was really happy to have gotten this basically like new for $10. I was really lucky. So that is Paths of Glory by Stanley Kubrick. This next movie is another Stanley Kubrick that was released by the Criterion Collection. This is one that I have not seen. This is from the 50s. So one of his first films. I think this is his first kind of full-length movie, because he also did the film Fear and Desire, which is pretty good. It's okay in terms of kind of the range of quality that Stanley Kubrick has done. But this one, I think, is a like a noir heist film, is what I know about this. But this is the film The Killing. And I got this also for $10, so I was really happy about that. I think 4Ks of these movies just came out, but I am not really motivated to buy 4Ks right now. That of movies I don't have the strongest opinions on, because especially outside of this label, because the 4Ks I think are done by Studio Canal, and Studio Canal has a really good track record of taking the 4K rights from Criterion and doing their own, just like with oh my gosh, it's not Come and See, but it's a similarly titled movie with Donald Sutherland, and it has the red shirt on the front, or the red jacket. That movie was done on the 4K with Studio Canal. Harold and Maude was done on 4K from Studio Canal. The Killing, Paths of Glory, I believe they also did. There's a lot of movies that they've done on 4K that Criterion had the rights for before them. So I wanted the Criterions. I know they are really high quality, and I'm really happy that the seller attached the booklets with this, because at my used bookstore, some people take out the booklets and just turn in the movie, and I don't know why they do that, but I'm trying to see if I know any names on this, but I'm excited for this one. I've heard really good things about The Killing, so happy to have gotten that for really cheap. So these next few movies are going to be Shout Factory pickups. Just a couple that I saw on the Hidden Gems sale, where they had a couple high quantity releases of those that were half off, because not many people had bought them. And I also got a box set with that, but I'll show that last because I'm very excited to show that. This first one is one I got because George Romero is one of my favorite directors, and I think this is the last of his movies from the classic era that I don't have yet, aside from Martin. But this is the film Night Riders. I have seen this before, and I enjoyed it for the most part. I saw this in the George Romero class that I was in, that Will had taught, Now, remember, I didn't really have strong opinions about it while I was watching it, but thinking back, I think it's a lot cooler than I remembered it being. Because Ed Harris is one of the, I guess, immortal actors out there. He does not age. Tom Savini is in this movie too, and he's great. John Amplis, who plays Martin and is also in Dawn of the Dead, he's in this film. Everybody, this is like a, I don't know, a loaded cast. Like everybody, an ensemble cast is what I was looking for. Just looking at the list, Ken Foree is in this film, who was in Dawn of the Dead, and also Stuart Gordon's From Beyond, which he has the tightest underwear I think I've ever seen on anybody ever. I don't know why Stuart Gordon gave him that, but I guess it's memorable. So I'm really excited to rewatch this. It's been a very long time. And I don't... Okay, so they have a new interview. Well, new when this release came out. Interview with George Romero, Tom Savini, and Ed Harris. So Ed Harris is a very well-known actor now. He's in many different, I guess, thriller and action films. So I'll be excited to see what he has to say about this movie after, I guess, 30 or 40 years since this one came out. So that is Night Riders. And I'm sure there's going to be a 4K by Shout Factory coming soon. This one I got because I have been kind of revisiting my childhood and rewatching some movies I've had kind of forgotten about. And this is one that I remember watching a very long time ago because I would see the cover of it in Blockbuster. And I would get so excited because it's Power Rangers. And the specific movie I got is not Mighty Morphin, but I got Power Rangers Turbo. So this is the second movie in the series. And I have been just, I don't know, revisiting a lot of childhood favorites of mine that I haven't seen since then. So I watched Mighty Morphin a couple months ago, and you may remember when I got that on the Shout Factory sale, and they had this title again on the sale. I almost bought both Mighty Morphin and Turbo at the same time, but I decided, let me rewatch Mighty Morphin, see what I think, and maybe I will just not buy it. But I ended up buying it, and just looking at the cover, especially the Power Rangers helmets, I'm just full of nostalgia right now. Hopefully the movie is somewhat, I guess, ages well. I really have no recollection of this movie. I have no scenes in mind. There's a scene in the beginning of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers where I remember it clear as day, even before I rewatched it, but that was the scene where they are flying in on the parachutes, and each one of them have the Power Rangers parachute color. Power Rangers color on the parachute. And I remember that's always been like a great, I guess, kind of just imprinted in my mind. But these next two, or next few, are Orbitdvd haul pickups. The first two I'm going to show I've already watched, and I'll comment on those, I guess, later. But I was able to get slipcovered 4K releases of these films, and these are from Kino Lorber, and this is the film A Fistful of Dollars with Clint Eastwood. So if you don't know, this is basically Akira Kurosawa's Yoshinbo, which I've discussed many times on this channel. I love Yoshinbo, but the director, John Ford, I think. I can't find the... Sergio Leone. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. So Sergio Leone, he, I think, was friends with Kurosawa, and basically asked Kurosawa if he could make Yoshinbo, but with cowboys. and I think Kurosawa gave him the, I guess, permission to do so. So this movie is a very near shot-for-shot remake of it, but with the Western aesthetic, the spaghetti Western feel too. And it is lovely. I really enjoyed rewatching this. The 4K looks great. I may do a trilogy review one day, but we'll have to see. But that is A Fistful of Dollars starring Clint Eastwood. Directed by Sergio Leone. So this next one is another Kino Lorber 4K slipcover release, and this is the second film in the trilogy. For a few dollars more. I enjoyed this one for the most part. I really don't think I was in the mood for it. I actually did a double feature of this and Fistful of Dollars, and so I was kind of just burnt out after watching Fistful of Dollars, because that one is really fucking good and I really enjoyed it, but this one just kind of petered out for me, and it was the first time I'd ever seen it. I'd seen Fistful of Dollars a number of times growing up, but never this one. So I enjoyed it. Lee Van Cleef is in this. He wasn't in the last movie, but he's also in Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and he's great in that one. Haunted my childhood back in the day, but I enjoyed it. It looks great. I don't really have too many thoughts about this movie, but that is For a Few Dollars More, also starring Clint Eastwood. So this next one I got because I know I'm going to love it, because the director is somebody who I've enjoyed and think each movie he's done has been perfect. And that is the director Robert Eggers, but this is the film The Northmen, and I got it for 4K on pretty cheap, I think $15. But I am so excited to finally have this. I have not seen it yet. I have been waiting, and I was just blown away by it. I haven't watched it. I assume I will be blown away by it, because this is a Viking revenge story by the same director who did The Lighthouse and The Witch, which I'm really excited to see Second Sight do a 4K release, like a really extensive 4K release of The Witch on 4K. I keep repeating myself, but I am really excited to watch this. Anya Taylor-Joy is in this film, and I love everything she's in. Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Ethan Hawke is in this movie. He's great. Willem Dafoe is in this movie. Bjork is in this film. I am just so hyped to finally be able to watch this. So I will most likely do a video on this. I may watch it a few times and really go into the behind the scenes and special features of this before reviewing it. I cannot wait. This is The Northmen by Robert Eggers, one of my favorite current day new directors. This next one is a 4K Kino Lorber that I did, and with what's that movie? Or that with Orbitdvd. So I did a haul with them, and I got a few pre-orders from them, and a Eureka movie, and then this film. So this is a David Cronenberg movie, so I'm really excited to watch it, but I have never seen this one. I have heard good things. Viggo Mortensen is in this. Naomi Watts is in this movie, one of my favorite actresses. This is the film Eastern Promises. I don't know anything about this. David Cronenberg is one of my favorite directors. I love Viggo Mortensen. He's great in Lord of the Rings, of course, but he was also in not War Horse, but he was in some horse movie. Hidalgo, I think it's called. I remember watching that in theaters forever ago, I remember enjoying Viggo Mortensen's part a lot. And Naomi Watts is also in this, and not enough can be said about her. I love everything she's in. So that is Eastern Promises. This next one is one I got because I'm a huge South Korean thriller fan. And this is a recent one that everybody has been talking about a lot. And this is the film Midnight. This was directed by... The font is just so dang small. Kwon Oh-sung. So apparently this is his debut film. And this is from the year 2021. So I am really excited for this. The actor Lee Ha-jun, he has also been in Train to Busan. And on this slipcover, it says he was also in Squid Game. He's the guy who kind of tricks our main character into betting and doing the game where he gets slapped. Apparently he plays a serial killer in this movie. So I'm excited to watch this. I have no idea what this movie is about, and I don't want to know. This is going to be a blind watch for sure. This is Midnight. Excuse me. So this is the final release outside of my big box set here that I'm excited to show, but this is a 88 Films Jackie Chan movie that I got that has a really sick slipcover on it. And this is the film The Killer Meteors. And Jimmy Wang Yu is also in this film, and he's great in a lot of the Shaw Brothers films. I got this because it's Jackie Chan. I want to have a complete Jackie Chan collection eventually. And I know really nothing about this. I have heard that the cover, although it looks really fucking awesome, is completely misleading. That's all I know. I don't know why it's misleading, but that's what I heard. So that's really all there is to know about this one. It's Jackie Chan. I mean, that's really all the only reason I need to buy a Jackie Chan film. So, on to the last release. This is a giant box set that I got during the Scream Factory sale. This is a 16 film box set, I believe. And it's the Werner Herzog Volume 1. So this is a director who I like a lot. I have seen his film Aguirre, The Wrath of God. And I've seen a few of his movies off and on throughout my life that I don't have any recollection of in terms of even title. So I'm excited to go through his filmography again. And Volume 2 just came out from Shout Factory, or Shout Select, where they put in all his short films, I believe, and the remainder of kind of his full-length films. So this has the movie Even Dwarfs Started Small, Land of Silence and Darkness, Fata Morgana, Aguirre, The Enigma of Caspar Hauser, which I've heard really good things on, Heart of Glass, Strasek, Wojciech, Nosferatu the Vampire, Fitzcarraldo, Ballad of the Little Soldier, Where the Green Ants Dream, Cobra Verde, Lessons of Darkness, Little Dieter Needs to Fly, and finally, My Best Fiend. So there are 16 films in this collection. It's quite thick. It's in a book, kind of media book looking format, but I have been tracking this box set down forever, and I thought it was sold out, but Shout Select still had some during the box set sale, or the Hidden Gems sale, and so I went ahead and got it. So that is it for today. It's a short yet sweet, well, I wouldn't say short, but small but sweet little collection. I need to turn the book around again to kind of show what I got, but let's see if I can do this. Oh. Here's all the releases I got. Okay. Along with the Herzog box set. But I'm really excited to have a lot of these. A lot of good watch list items that have been on the list for quite a while that I finally took off and own. So that is it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and please have a great rest of the week.